Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu ta'ala anh, says something that I need you to pay attention to this. It's so important in terms of what's going on in the world today to pay attention in very, very nuanced details in what Umar ibn Khattab is saying here. He says, radiallahu ta'ala anh, ta'allamul ilm, learn knowledge. In other words, to be brief here, knowledge isn't something that you just get. Knowledge, in order to gain it, requires effort. You need to learn. You need to go to the proper people who you can learn from, the experts. You need to read the appropriate books. It doesn't come out of nowhere. But what I really want to focus on is the second part of this. Ta'allamul ilm, learn knowledge. But there's something else you also need to learn that in the Western world, we don't really learn. In fact, in the globe today, people don't really focus on this. They don't teach it. He says, ta'allamu sakina wal waqar. He says, learn tranquility and learn self-respect. Let me repeat this. Learn tranquility, learn self-respect. You know how everybody's in the pursuit of happiness? Perfectly normal. In fact, in all of human history, everybody is pursuing happiness. The problem in the West is that people think happiness is this thing that just happens. It's this thing that you're supposed to have. If you don't have it, oh, too bad. Your brain isn't working right. You have to take medicines and you just have to fix it. There's some sort of chemical imbalance that's making you feel unhappy. Umar ibn Khattab is giving us a completely different paradigm than what we are taught in the West. Happiness, tranquility, peace of heart, self-respect does not come out of nowhere. It's not rooted in you. It's not inherent in you. Rather, it's something you need to learn to do. You know, I say often, being a husband is a skill. Being a wife is a skill. A mother or a father, it's a skill. Nobody is born with the inherent ability to be good at any one of these responsibilities. It needs to be learned. Same thing when it comes to being happy. You need to learn how to be happy because there is a correct way of doing it and there's an incorrect way of doing it. In the Western world, they think happiness comes from the satisfaction, comes in satisfying or through satisfying your desires. That's not the way it works. The world and consuming what the world has to offer does not provide you with happiness. If oranges and lemons provide you with vitamin C, they don't provide you the vitamin for happiness. That's not how Allah created them. Rather, where does happiness come from? It comes from learning sakina, learning tranquility. And this word is beautiful. What the word means is to be at peace. Sakana, to be calm, still, at peace. You need to learn how to be in a state of peace. Well, how do I do that? What are the things that are causing you anxiety? What are the things that are stressing you out? Let's just take finances, money. One of the greatest causes of anxiety and stress and even divorce. Money. How can I make peace with the amount that I have? If I have little, then how do I make peace with that fact? But if I have a lot, how do I make peace with that? Well, if somebody has a lot, you think they'd be at peace with what they have. Not necessarily. Because so many wealthy people find themselves in the cycle of wanting more. They're not at peace with what they have. They want more. You need to learn how to find peace in what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided you. And that's really the first step, dear brothers and sisters, is understanding that a lot of what goes on in the world is from Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says so many times, يَبْسُطُ الرِّزْقَ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ وَيَقْدِرُ. Allah gives to whom He wills, and He withholds from whom He wills. Your job, yes, is to work, to do better, to work hard, and Allah will give you, inshallah. But in the meantime, you need to learn to make peace with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has offered you as of now. To be pleased, right, with Allah's qada and qadar. But again, that's just the first step. Another way of really building that peace of heart is to remind yourself and to digest and internalize the fact that this world is inferior to the afterlife. A huge part of finding happiness, dear brothers and sisters, is learning to want the afterlife, being connected with the afterlife, realizing the afterlife is better than this life. When you actualize that, when you live by that, then whether you have a lot here or a little becomes secondary. You learn to make peace with it. You're okay with it. Because if you're struggling financially, then you remember that your struggles will be rewarded in the afterlife. That the poor people will make it to paradise 500 years before the wealthy people. You learn to make peace with it. But if you are wealthy, you do have a lot. You learn to make peace with that by using your money in a way that serves as an investment for the afterlife. A huge amount of happiness revolves on your ability to put yourself where you truly belong, and that is the afterlife. So learn how to be at peace with what you have. Learn how to be at peace with who you are. Learn how to be at peace with the factors in life that are beyond your control. But the other element is learn self-respect. Learn self-respect. You know, whenever I read about human behavior, about psychology, about, how humans function and why they socialize in certain ways and where gender roles come from, they're always taking it back to this belief that we human beings evolved from animals. That there was once a time where we were walking on fours and walking like animals, not behaving with any sort of ethics, not behaving with any sort of morals, just going about by pure instinct. And then they use this to explain how we should be and why we are. No, that's not the way it works. Self-respect begins by teaching yourself Allah created you with His own two hands. And Allah only creates that which is beautiful. And He says He has given dignity to the human being. Do you not see, O human being, how you stand up straight? Whereas all the other animals are either on four legs, or even if they're on two legs, their backs are bowing forward in humility to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're the one who's unique, O human being, so have some respect for yourself. When people behave in certain ways, like drinking alcohol, and they get intoxicated, they get drunk, and they start to behave in the most disrespectful and lewd ways, man, have some respect for yourself. That's not how you're meant to be. Or somebody who goes about showing everything in their body and as though their body is nothing more than meat and skin and that's it, there's no value to it, man, have some respect for yourself. So we as Muslims, we need to get outside of the Western paradigm when it comes to this particular issue. And we need to learn how to be at peace, and we need to learn how to respect ourselves. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you for watching this video. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you. If you found benefit in this video, then please like it, share with other people, and remind you of the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, whoever guides somebody to good, then they get the reward of those who do that good. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. See you in the next video. Assalamu alaikum.